Hello friends, Renee here from Scrappy Ray Paper Crafts with another episode of Don't Ditch the Scraps. The tools that I'm going to use today are the So Swirly and Birchwood embossing folders, the Gray Granite and Cherry Cobbler ink pads. Then from the Everyday Greetings, I'm using the Hello. The Hope You Know Greetings, I'm using You Are the Sunshine That Brightens So Many Days. And then Comforting Thoughts, I'm using the We Are Here For You, Thinking of You, Praying for You, Hoping with You. So let's go ahead and get started on the first card. I have a piece of gray granite that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have another piece of gray granite that I ran through the Birchwood embossing folder. It is 3 1/4 by 5 3/8. I have a scrap of the gray granite that's 3/4 inch long. Then I have two circles. One is 2 1/2 of black, and then 2 1/2 of the Nests of Winter DSP. Then I have a 3/4 by 4 1/2 and 3/4 by 4 3/4 piece of DSP, and you can flip them over and use either side. I want to pull in this cardinal. I thought it would be cute to have these two looking at each other, so that's what we're going to go with. Very simple card. I'm going to lay them out first to make sure that I have my distance correct. I don't have much room to play with this cardinal's nose. I don't want it to disappear in the in behind the birchwood paper, so we're gonna check and make sure I have enough room for that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on my cardinal DSP, and I put my Tombow glue in here. You could use a tape runner, but I prefer the glue, so that's what I'm going to use. Just set this on here. You could use any DSP for this card. I like that it uses minimal scraps. I'm going to put this piece on. It's kind of wintry, but I feel like the all the snow that we have, it makes it okay to use it now. We'll probably have more snow. And then this piece, I'll center the 3 sides over here. And you can flip this paper to use either side. I prefer to have the texture sticking up instead of pointing down, this texture here. I'm going to turn my card sideways. It's easier for me to judge the distance on the 3 sides if I do that. Oh, it looks like this piece might not be quite centered. Let's see here. Pull it up a little bit. If you do that, that's the nice thing about the glue. The tape too. It does have a little bit of grace to it. Let's see. Put some more on here. And then move that over a little bit. Might have a crease there, but that's okay. You'll just see that even those of us who make videos do not make perfect cards every time. Okay, put that down. Then I'm going to glue these 2 pieces together, and I'm going to offset the circle. And I think I want to offset it towards the top. Just like that. I'm going to use dimensionals to pop it up. Oh, that doesn't want to come off. User error maybe, who knows. Anyway, I want it to be like they're looking at each other, so we'll put him a little lower, or her, whatever she is. The bird, it's hard to tell. And then on this piece, I'm going to stamp the We're Here For You. and then I'll cut it down to size. I'd rather start with a piece that's too big than a piece that's too small. Put that on there. And then all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to angle. I'm going to close that before I end up wearing it. I'm going to angle my cut. And a tip that I like to share is if you want your angles to be the same, is to then take this piece, turn it over, put it on this end, and cut, and then your angle is the same on both sides. There you go. And then I'm going to put this on the circle, but I only need a dimensional on this side because this side will be popped up from the bird. I'll use a mini dimensional for that one. And then a dot of glue on the other end. Put this on. See if that's centered here before I push it down. There we go. And I'll add some gems to the front. You can use as few or as many as you like. I might go with just 3 on this one and keep them all down low. Oop, I didn't put that one on right. There we go. There's that one. And then today I'm going to do the inside of the card. And on the inside, I'm going to use this "We're Praying for You." And, well, maybe not. I seem to have misplaced my insert. So we'll move on to the next card. Anyway, if I had my white, I would put my white on and then put "Thinking of You, Praying for You, Hoping for You" with a little strip of this scrap DSP on the inside to tie the two together. I don't know. Let's see. Nope. All right, so we'll move on to the second card. The second card, I'm using Cherry Cobbler. You'll have an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then this piece I cut 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I ran it through the So Swirly embossing folder. And then I have a 5 3/8 by 7/8. I have a 4 by 2 1/8 that I ran through the Swirly embossing folder. And then I have a 2.5 by 2 1/4 and a 1.5 inch circle. And again, I'm using the neutral sequins. I'm going to start by gluing this piece to the base of the card. Oop, missed some glue there. I really like this red, though most people tend to think of red for Valentine's Day, especially this marbled elegance paper, but I'm not much on Valentine's Day, so I decided to make it a different theme. So if you celebrate Valentine's Day, it would work. You could just flip this over and you would have hearts. So I call Valentine's Day a Hallmark holiday. The same with Mother's Day and Father's Day. We want to honor our parents and our spouses, but I'm just not much on the holidays. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. I'm going to take this piece and put it on here. The layout on this one's very forgiving. Just put it wherever it works for you. And when you emboss this gold piece, it becomes flimsy, like where the crease is, because it's such a firm piece of paper that you'll have to be careful that you don't crack one of the edges. And then I'll put this piece here. You see, it's very forgiving. Whoop. The glue also slides around on the gold while it's wet, so be careful on that one. And then my Hello stamp. Now, I literally just had my Hello stamp. Here we go. We'll switch it off of this block. use my cherry cobbler. Put my hello on, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this one up off of the card as well. I could have used small mini dimensionals, but I grabbed these. Put that in the corner. And again, I'm going to use the neutral sequins. And this time I think I might use more than 3. So I commented the other day that we want these to be in a triangle form. It's not required. It's a formula. It's not a rule, but it is more appealing to the eye. Just as the rule of 3 isn't really a rule. It is a method. It lends well to the eye. I can't decide where I want to put that one. Maybe I'll put that one right there. And so sometimes you'll see an even amount of embellishments on my card, and sometimes you'll see odd. But usually if they're even, I have an odd number of elements in general. So if I were to count these, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 elements on my card. So it's just a rule of thumb. It's not an actual die-hard rule, but there you go. There's my second card on using up the scraps. I hope this has inspired you, and if you create some cards using your scraps, please feel free to share them on this video in the comments below. And then if you like this video and you want to see more tips and tricks, you may follow my page, or you may come see me on Facebook at Scrappy Ray Paper Crafts. Thank you, and have a great day.